Hey guys, welcome back to my technology channel. Today we have the PS3 and the PS4, and we're going to be talking about the PS3 and if it's worth buying it in 2018. Now, as you know, the PS3's been out for over like 13 years or something like that, and the PS4's been out for about 4.5 years, maybe even more than that. And I still have a PS3, it's right here. I haven't used it in like 4 years, ever since the PS4 came out, so I'm wondering if it's still a good purchase in 2018. As always, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment down below, and maybe consider subscribing. Looking at the PS3, I do notice that the ports on the back are not completely old. It has USB ports, an Ethernet port, HDMI port, and an optical port. If you look at the PS4 ports, the same ones are present, so if you have newer technology like headsets, they should be compatible with the PS3. I made a video a couple months back where I tried using my Turtle Beach Stealth 700 on PS3 and it did work. Everything except for the microphone worked. For most people, that's perfectly fine. I have a PS3 Super Slim with me here, and the design of it isn't the best. The sliding door that hides the disc makes this look even older than it is. The regular PS3 Slim, however, could still fit in with the newer consoles in my opinion. They perform the same at the end of the day. Probably the biggest thing that'll help you decide if you want a PS3 or not in 2018 is the games available and their prices. There's a library of thousands of games that have been released for PS3. You can buy pretty much all of them used for less than $20 each, of course. You can probably find some really good games under $10 during holidays when PlayStation has sales. Like 3 weeks ago, I bought The Order 1886 and Need for Speed on PS4 for $9 combined. If I could do that on PS4, imagine what you could do on PS3. I know someone who's played PS4 or Xbox One would probably not want to go back to the graphics of the older consoles, but one of the reasons someone would want to go back is the memory. Many times I've felt like going back and playing games like the first Call of Duty Black Ops, Modern Warfare 3, other games like Resident Evil 5 and 6 I've already purchased on PS4 because of that reason. If we're talking about PS2 or even GameCube, I've purchased Resident Evil 4 on PS3 and now on PS4, and I've passed it on each console at least 3 times. There are just some games you want to keep on playing that are only available on older consoles. That would be a reason to have a PS3. If you've never owned a console and you want to play some games to spend some time and don't really mind not having the latest things, then the PS3 can help you save some money while offering some really good titles to play. However, if you do own a PS4 and didn't experience the older consoles like many youngsters nowadays, then one doesn't really make sense. I plugged mine in and played Battlefield 4, which had great graphics back in the day, and man, do they look bad. I could see someone who has the PS4 as their first console and play PS3 for the first time and immediately go back to PS4. One thing that will immediately cancel out any plans of buying a PS3 is the service PlayStation Now. On PlayStation Now, you can pretty much play all the best games from PS3 and even PS2 on your PS4 for like $10 a month. I actually feel like getting the PS Now service just to play the God of War games and Red Dead Redemption in one console. If you like just having one console for everything, then get a PS4 and the PlayStation Now subscription and you're all set. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. Sure seems like it. I know this video is about PlayStation, but the Xbox has backwards compatibility with many great games, which really defeats the purpose of getting older consoles. In that case, I see no reason why someone would get a PS3 or an Xbox 360 for that matter. Earlier I mentioned how I wanted to go back and play the older Call of Duty games. I wanted to play multiplayer, which brings me to my next point. Many, if not all games on the older consoles don't have multiplayer support anymore. If the servers are still up, they're either empty or run by hackers, which is just no fun if you just want to play a game and remember the good times. It's best to just move on. By the way, you don't have to use it as a gaming console at all. A console like the PS3 Slim has a Blu-ray player in it, so you can watch some good movies on there. You can also download Netflix and Hulu and just binge watch. Personally, I still love the PS3 console. Some of my best gaming memories have been on the PS3. I would still have one around, but I probably won't have it plugged in since you could do pretty much everything on PS4, and the PS3 would probably be used like once a year. But just having it opens the possibility to go back for a bit. If you want to buy one, I'm sure you could find one with loads of games on sites like eBay for very cheap. So to conclude this video, an older console like the PS3 would not make sense to own in 2018 because most of the good games worth playing today are already available on the PS4 either remastered or through the PlayStation Now service. The PS3 only makes sense if you're going to use it as a DVD player for services like Netflix and Hulu or just watching movies. And also if you just wanted to remind you of the good old times. It wouldn't make sense if you already have a PS4 and have never owned a PS3. In that case, why play older games with older graphics? you probably will just go back to your PS4 after a day or two. Anyway, that's it for this video. Make sure to leave a like. Tell me in the comment section below if you still own a PS3 or an Xbox 360 or maybe a PS2 or something older than that, and if you still play it regularly. Also, maybe consider subscribing, it really helps out the channel. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.